Hello and welcome to lesson 13 of Perfectly Spoken. Well done, lesson 13. I hope you have your notebook and your pen. And we're going to start today. Today in this lesson, we are talking about the future. And let's see what we do in this lesson. Okay, so in this class, we're going to talk about present continuous, its form and its use. We'll talk about the use of might. Might is a fantastic word that students often forget exists. So we will also look at the use of probably and will and won't. Okay. So lots of information in the class. I'm going to start with giving you some example sentences. I just want you to read the sentences, understand them, and think about if they're true or false for you. The sentences are grammatically correct, but is the information true or false for you? Okay, so here we go. What are you doing tomorrow? I'm not doing anything special. I'm working. I'm having lunch with my family. I don't know. I might go to the cinema. I'll probably meet some friends. Or I probably won't go out. I'll probably stay in. Okay, do you remember the difference? Go out, for example, to a restaurant, to a bar. Stay in, stay at home. Okay, so which ones are true for you? For example, for me, the one that is true is I'm working. Tomorrow I'm working. Okay, so now we're going to look at the form here. The form is present continuous. Present continuous, as I'm sure you know, is be plus the verb plus ing. So you've got I am working. Or another example, I am not doing anything special. So you have the verb to be. Here it's I, so it's I am. Be she is, or he is, or they are. And then the verb with the ing form. Okay. In negative, you just put the not in the middle, right? Now, the use of present continuous. I am sure this use you are familiar with. So, for example, nice cup of tea. The teacher is drinking a cup of tea. Very important. Okay, so yes, we use present continuous to talk about an action that's in progress now. Okay, so for example, I'm talking to you, I'm studying English, my husband is working, my sister is writing a novel. Maybe not at this exact time, but it's in progress. Okay, and the form, I'm sure you know, you've got an affirmative. Here you can, if you want to stop this video and copy the information, if you feel happy that you know this information, then you can just read it as a reminder, as a reference, okay? So you've got the affirmative, the negative, question, and short answer. Notice in the short answer, you just use the verb to be, okay? Now, that's the use that probably you know already. But notice we also use the present continuous in another circumstance. So, for example, we use it for future plans. So, what are you doing tomorrow? What are you doing in December? In December, I am flying to London. So it's not an action in progress now, no. I'm talking about December. It's in the future. But it's a future plan. We have the plane tickets. We know the day. We know the time. It's a plan. Another example, my cousins are coming to my parents' house for Christmas. On the 26th, we are going to the theatre. So again, you have three planned actions. Okay. Here you can see the form highlighted. And here, notice that the question, when we're asking about the future, we usually use the present continuous. So it's like, what are you doing tomorrow in this case? What are you doing next week? What are you doing at the weekend? What are you doing in the holidays? What are you doing after this class? Okay. So we actually use the question, often we use the question in present continuous. Okay. Now we're going to look at another form. So, here's some examples. Look, all three of these examples are in present continuous. You've got things that are planned, but also the first sentence isn't really a plan, but we usually use this. It's like a very typical sentence. I'm not doing anything special. It means you don't have a plan. Okay, you don't really have a plan. Maybe you'll go to the cinema, but you don't know. Okay, here's some more examples. We're meeting the team next week. Tonight, I'm meeting friends for a drink. Remember this expression? We're going to Spain on holiday next year. This beautiful coast here. This is the Costa Brava of Spain. And he's going to the new Japanese restaurant tonight. Wow, the food looks really delicious. I like Japanese food. Okay, so we have examples of using present continuous for the future, but future plans. All right. Now, if you have a look at the sentences from the beginning, in sentence 4, in answer to the question, what are you doing tomorrow? We say, I don't know, I might go to the cinema. Now, might, notice the pronunciation. It's like might, night, fight, okay? So might is a word that we use a lot when we don't really know our exact plans, okay? So it's like, maybe I will go to the cinema, maybe I won't, I don't know. So it's talking about a possibility in the future. And we use it a lot because often we don't have a plan, okay? So let's look at the form and some examples. Okay. So the form, you've got might plus infinitive. The meaning is, it is possible that I will. Okay. So it's very, very useful because you can say, I might go out, I might stay in, I might go to the cinema, I might meet my friends, but I don't know. Okay. Negative, it's might not plus infinitive. Okay. Let's have a look at some examples. So what are you doing tonight? I might not go out. I might stay in. I don't know. I might go to the cinema. I'm not sure yet. I like this expression, I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. It's like I haven't decided. I'm not sure yet. I will decide, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. So it's a very useful expression. We use it a lot. Okay. And let's have a look now at the last two sentences from the beginning of the lesson. Okay, we've got, what are you doing tomorrow? I'll probably meet some friends, or I probably won't go out. I'll probably stay in. Okay, I'll just disappear for a moment. No, I'll probably stay in. Okay, so let's have a look. Now, this form here, we are using will. We're using will plus probably plus infinitive. Notice in affirmative sentences and negative sentences, the order of the where probably goes changes. So I think I have it highlighted here. Yeah, sorry. Yes, you see, it's like I will probably go out, or I will probably stay in. But if it's negative, you say I probably won't go out. I probably won't stay in. And won't is will and not put together. And you have won't. Will not, won't. Okay. All right, so let's have a look at some examples. We often use this expression when we're talking about probably. Okay, when we use the word probably. Why? Because we use will as a prediction, almost a prediction. So we're kind of talking about the probability, the prediction of what will happen in the future. Okay, so let's have a look at some examples. So we've got, what are you doing tonight? Notice present continuous. Can you see it? Present continuous for the question. I don't know. I'll probably meet some friends in town. What are you doing? I probably won't go out. I'm really tired. Okay, that's true for me. Okay, so can you see the differences in the plan and the possibility? Okay. All right, so now I'm going to do a summary of what we've talked about so far. Okay, so here we are. Talking about future plans. We've got planned, we've got the tickets, you know the day, it's certain, it's sure. Use present continuous. If it's a probable plan, you can use will and won't with probably. I'll probably go out, I'll probably stay in, I'll probably see my friends, I'll probably go to the cinema. And if it's like less probable, maybe this, maybe that, maybe this, maybe that, we use might. Now, might and will are modal verbs. What does that mean? Modal verb means that it's like an auxiliary verb. The form doesn't change. Say, I might go, he might go, she might go, we might go, they might go, everybody might go. So will and might, they don't change form ever. Okay, and they're followed by the infinitive. So it's actually quite easy. It's actually easy. Okay. So now I'm going to test you. So for this section of the lesson, you need pen and paper or notebook, and I am going to dictate some sentences to you. And I just want you to write them down, okay? So, first sentence. Moment. Okay. I'll probably have lunch in a restaurant tomorrow. I'll probably have lunch in a restaurant tomorrow. I'll probably have lunch in a restaurant tomorrow. Okay, sentence number 2. I'm going out tonight. I'm going out tonight. I'm going out tonight. Sentence number 3. My friends and I are going on holiday together next year. My friends and I are going on holiday together next year. My friends and I are going on holiday together next year. The word together means together. Okay, sentence number 4. I might study abroad one day. I might study abroad one day. I might study abroad one day. Now, abroad is an adverb. I will spell it for you. Okay, it's A-B-R-O-A-D. A-B-R-O-A-D. And it means in a foreign country, in a different country. So again, I might study abroad one day. Okay. Right, and the last sentence, this is sentence number 5, last sentence. I'm flying to the UK next week. I'm flying to the UK next week. I'm flying to the UK next week. Okay. Right, now I will put the sentences on the screen so that you can see and you can make corrections. Okay, and you can also read and listen to the pronunciation. Right? Okay. One moment, I'm just going to. There we are. Sorry. Okay, you can see the sentences now. I'll probably have a lunch in a restaurant tomorrow. Sorry. I'll probably have lunch in a restaurant tomorrow. I'm going out tonight. I'm going out tonight. Do you notice? Say out tonight, not out tonight, not out tonight, no. Out tonight. Out tonight. My friends and I are going on holiday together next year. My friends and I are going on holiday together next year. I might study abroad one day. I might study abroad one day. And I'm flying to the UK next week. Flying to the UK next week. Okay, so how did you do? Don't worry, there were some difficult words in there. Together, abroad, maybe they were new words for you. That's okay, it's no problem. Remember, you can always do the activity again, or see if you can write down the sentences from memory, because that's a good way to consolidate the grammar and the vocabulary. Okay? All right. Now, for the last section of this lesson, what I want to do is I want to ask you some questions, and I would like you to try to answer the questions, either speaking or write down the answers. And remember, the answers must be true. It's very easy to write sentences that are not true. It's more difficult to write sentences that are true for you. Okay? Okay, so let's have a look. One moment, please. Right, so answer the questions. First, I will say the questions so that you can practice listening and understanding, and then I will put the questions on the screen so that you can check your answers. So, First question. What are you doing tonight? Second question. What are you doing next summer? What are you doing at the weekend? What are you doing after this lesson? What are you doing on Friday night? Okay, let's have a look at questions now together. All right. Okay, so you've got, what are you doing tonight? Notice the pronunciation. So you've got present continuous, because we're asking a question about future plans. What are you doing? Now notice the pronunciation. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing tonight? What are you doing tonight? Tonight, I'm not doing anything. No, it's today is Monday, so I'm not doing anything special tonight. What are you doing next summer? Do you know? I don't know. I'll probably go to England, but apart from that, I don't know yet. What are you doing at the weekend? What are you doing at the weekend? At the weekend, I'm having lunch with friends. Well, I'm cooking lunch actually with, I think about 7 friends. Yes, and I'm cooking. I hope it's okay. Okay, what are you doing after this lesson? Are you studying? What are you doing? After this lesson, I'm going to a class. I have another class. Okay, and what are you doing on Friday night? On Friday night, what am I doing? Well, I might go to a friend's house, but it depends. I don't know yet, really. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing yet. Do you know what you're doing? Okay, so lots of information in that lesson. We talked about 3 different ways that you can answer the question, what are you doing? And I think the most important thing for students, because in my experience, students forget 2 things. First, they always use will for future. So they would say, I will go to England on Saturday. Now, if it's a future plan, we use present continuous. And the other thing I find students do is they forget that might exists. And they will say, maybe I will possibly go to... There's very, very long sentence and a long way to answer the question. And really, you can just say, I don't know, I might do this, I might do that. So make sure when you're answering this question that what are you doing, that you use the right tense. Now, this lesson was talking about the future 1. In the second part of this A2 course, we will talk about other ways to answer the question, what are you doing? Okay, but for now, I think that's enough. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and please remember you can watch the lesson again and again, and you can do the test after the lesson. Okay, so thank you very much. Hope you had a good lesson, and I will see you in lesson 14. Wow. Okay. Thank you very much. Bye.